Hey guys, welcome to another one of my favorite type of videos. It's the show-off video, yes. As Patrick McKay likes to say, things I spent money on. Well, guys, here's an entire crate of stuff from HobbyLink Japan that I wasted my money on this month. This is actually probably broken into a couple different parts. I have more than just a few things to show you, and I don't want to drag this into like a 2-hour-long video of, nah, I haven't, you don't. So, at any rate, hope you enjoy. You get to see some of the stuff firsthand, and we're going to flip the camera around so we can show it to you, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, pay no attention to the mess in the background. We're going to start with some decals here. The camera needs to be this far away in order for me to show the kits, so I got small kids. Guess what? This is the 2014 Silverstone Endurance Series BMW Z4. A very simple, basic set of decals here. This car is just a black car, basically. Let me see if I can tip this a little bit better so you can see it. There you go. Pretty cheap set of decals, actually. It's 1,800 yen, which right now is running like about $13, $14 maybe. It makes a Pro-Am entry into the 2014 Silverstone Blank Paint Endurance Series GT race. This car lasted all of, say, 16 minutes of a 3-hour race. So they wound up being about 2 hours and 46 minutes, or 44 minutes rather, short of actually doing what they were supposed to do. And they got punted in the back end by a Ferrari, spun out, and knocked the rear diffuser off the back there, and that was the end of their day. So I'm not sure why that set of decals was done by them, but you know, whatever. This is the 1/24 scale Mercedes-Benz SLS GT3, 12 hours of Van Voort 2014 winner, Martini sponsored Mercedes. So that's something you don't see every day, because usually you consider Martini with Porsche. Very basic, and again, a reasonably basic set of decals, in the sense that it is a white car, and the stripes do, you know, pretty much everything else. So you're not really doing too much masking or other painting there. So, nice set. I just like the design and everything else. Plus, I buy pretty much every Studio 27 GT3 set, because once they go out of production, they're a pain to acquire, and usually very, very expensive. And here is the third set of, these were March decals that Studio 27 did, all three of these. And this is for a McLaren 12C. This is the 2014 Macau GT Cup. This is the Golf-sponsored McLaren. They did one in 2012. It was also the 2325 car. That is almost, if you look the decals up online, it's almost a inverse, a negative of what this car is as far as the way it goes together. If you look on the back here, this is a very colorful car. If I can get it to focus. It's like, hey, that finger's really, really attractive. I want to focus on that finger. Plus, it's trying to focus on its own reflection. But basically, what you're doing here is painting the car real dark blue. And you're like, what? Or no, actually, excuse me, you're painting the car powder blue. And then all of the rest of the colors are taken care of with decals. All the white, all of the dark blue, and all of the orange are decals. So, I don't know if I'm sure where I'm going to find Golf Blue at. Somebody recently painted something this color blue, and on one of the forums, I got to figure out what color. They said it was automotive paint. It looks like French blue, honestly, but I really don't like using Testors enamel paint, because, you know, I'm a grown-up adult now. So, be interesting to track down some of this Golf Blue. I'm pretty sure there's probably some available in some airbrush color, but I really don't want to deal with airbrushing and lacquering and setting all that stuff up and tearing it apart. It's so much easier to spray paint things, as far as I'm concerned. This is a really old set of decals, actually. I got literally the last set of these before they were declared discontinued by HobbyLink Japan. These are done by Autocolor, and these are set for the 2012 Macau Grand Prix. And this, of course, is another, as you see there, MP412C set. This is a set of decals that I'd never actually realized was done. until I just happened to be running across pretty much everything that they had in stock for McLaren decals, trying to just accumulate everything. And I had a Christmas bonus, so I decided I'd blow it on decals, and this was one of the things that I actually managed to get. I think there's a newer set of these decals available. HobbyLink Japan's not carrying them for whatever reason, but I've seen a better, layout on a different set of decals. It's the same set of decals. But there's a little bit of masking involved here. Basically, this red side part right here is going to need to be painted, and the black over the hood. But everything else, I should say, the red part's actually there. Ha! I lied. So you got to paint the black part over the hood there. So, and the roof probably needs to be black too. But it's not anything incredibly major. If you want to see some major painting that has to be done, I could get out some really old Studio 27 SLS AMG decals that are, oh my, going to be a paint job. Didn't really realize them at the time. This is a set of Shunko decals. This is a replacement set to the Bosch decals that go in the Alfa Romeo 155 V6 Ti car. I bought these because I have the carbon fiber set, and I figured that there was going to, of course, be a reissue of that DTM car. As of yet, there has not been one. Hopefully, there will be at some point in time. But it's just, like I said, it's just basically a replacement set to the car, to the Bosch car. If you know your Tamiya kits, you know that this car was actually run by Tamiya in this livery. And it actually says down here, for certain decal numbers, it's not going to focus. Well, there it is. For certain decal numbers, use the decals out of the original Tamiya kit. So you actually almost have to buy this Tamiya kit in order to have all the decals you need to actually complete the car as this version, which is fantastic. And I'm being incredibly sarcastic there because this tends to be the most expensive one of the DTM cars out there. So, oh well. This, guys, is your carbon fiber set for the Porsche Carrera GT Tamiya kit. Very excited to get this one. Still waiting on the Studio 27 photo etch so I can actually start working on it. But this is a set of decals I requested from Studio 27. I'm not saying they made it because I asked for it, but I certainly did ask for it. And this is going to include pretty much, all the decals you're going to need to really carbon fiber the living bejesus out of this thing. Front splitter, interior, door panels, the entire monocoque part of the cabin here, your engine, your inner fender wells, your seats, your rear end of the car, as well as the wing struts, be it either upwing or downwing. So a lot of carbon fiber goodness there, and a lot of people go, oh my god, I hate these decals. I love working with them. This is a very patience-focused decal set, and actually I have another set on the way once it comes out. And this is actually an eBay find. This is another auto color set, and see, this is in the new auto color packaging with this big fancy thing up here that the other auto color set doesn't have. This is for the 2013 12 Hours of Bathurst. This is Australian race, actually. And Liqui Moly sponsored the race series, and they also sponsored specifically this car. And from the looks of it, at least I have to find actual photos of the car online, because this generic outline that they're using is a 2010 background, and this is a 2013 race, and there's a major difference with this wing between 2011 and 2013, as well as the wheels. So make sure that I actually use the right Fujimi kit to make this with it, because it's up here, it's like, oh, you can use all these Fujimi kits. Well, you can't really use them all because they're not all going to be correct. But this is a really easy set of decals. Hopefully they work well, because I've never actually used auto colors before, and like I said, there's going to be some auto colors coming up for the Chevy Cruze kit. But basically, you just paint it white, and then this is a giant decal, and then this decal doesn't show because it's hidden up underneath this flap, but the sides and the back are all right here. So all you gotta do is paint it white, and the decals do everything else. So it should be pretty easy, hopefully, if the decals work well with my setting solutions, to get that one done. So I hope that's Hope that's easy. One of the kits that should be here, but I don't have upstairs, is, of course, the Tamiya 300 SL Gull Wing. We did a whole review video on that, so I didn't feel the need to bring it back up. But that came in this shipment. Also in this shipment, we have, speaking of a 2011 BMW Z4 GT3 kit, here's one right here. You see it has, this set of wheels and that specific set of wing pieces that those local Molly decals show, but these wheels and this wing are only a 1-year deal. Then they changed the wing and put regular style multi-spoke wheels on it. This is the presentation car as far as these decals go, and that's what's in this kit as far as the decals go, is what's on this box. This will be a completely different car. We'll actually have a set of decals for a VLN race, which is the independent endurance series that runs at Nürburgring. I have a VLN set for the SLS AMG Mercedes, and I have a set for the VLN for this. So this will be the other matching, quote-unquote, thing to my VLN kits when I build them. This is just a Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG GT3 kit. This is just a kit I picked up because I have so many GT3 decals, and they have some in stock, so I've grabbed one. Here's the wild box art to the Circuit Wolf, or Circuit no Anami, Nissan Fairlady Z432R. I opened the box, and my hair didn't do that, so I was rather disappointed in that fact. I also did not look nearly as concerned as this guy did. It has a set of staggered Watanabes as the wheels, which ends up being the same set of wheels that are in the 240ZG and the 240ZL, so I kind of ended up buying a kit I really didn't need to. However, this one does include the period Nissan GTR engine, which is something that the other Nissan kits don't. So I'm still happy with it because I want to build this that way as the racing version. So these fender flares actually are separate. So you could build this actually as just a factory stock 240Z. If you can't find the other kits and you can find this one, you can build this factory stock, or you can build it all the way out to this racing version. The only real thing about this that makes it the Circuit no Anami version are these red things that sort of make it quasi-Japanese flag. So other than that, it's the exact same kit as the other versions, the older ones were. Continue with the Circuit no Anami stuff. Here is the Ferrari Daytona, or the 365 GTB, if you want to look at it that way. This is the Fujimi Enthusiast Series kit in a very cheap Italian-themed box. I haven't actually looked through this because I know what's in it, but I certainly probably will not look this smug about it. There is really nothing about this that makes it any different than the other Enthusiast Series 365 GTBs, other than the fact that there are the Circuit no Anami license plates in here. And this is the first time that the coupe version of this has been in production for several years. So if you want to grab one of these, now's the chance. Plus, it's pretty cheap. It's only like $18 with the exchange rate. Some Circuit no Anami previous generation. This is actually from the last Circuit no Anami set that came out a couple years ago. This is the Porsche 911 RS Carrera. This is this star little doohickey thing here is a decal set for this guy. Again, I don't expect to be nearly that concerned about this kit. I know what's inside of it. But it is, again, the Enthusiast Series Porsche 911 RS Carrera. So, if you happen to be in the market for one of these, it is a completely factory stock kit in here. And the last of the Circuit Wolf nonsense. I am this smug about this one because this hasn't been in production for a little while. This is the 1974 Porsche 930 Turbo, or the 911 Carrera GT, I believe is what they called this at one point, but this is the 930 Turbo. Again, there's absolutely nothing different about this kit than the other versions of this 930 Turbo. This is the Enthusiast Series kit. It's just in a different box with a smug-looking, really not even that Asian-looking of a guy, really, but the smug-looking guy, ascot wearing chef, I guess, because he looks like he's wearing a chef outfit. It's the Enthusiast Series kit in there again for like $18. This one was getting pretty pricey on eBay because it hadn't been in production for like close to 15 years. For some reason, this one sort of got forgotten as the Enthusiast Series kits were run out over and over again. So we're very happy to find this one. I lied. There's one more Circuit Wolf kit. Ho ho. I don't expect to peer at the undercarriage of this car nearly that intently. This is the Ferrari 512 Berlinetta Boxer. Again, this is not an Enthusiast Series kit. This is one of the what they call the Advanced Modeler Series, where it has a full detail kit, but it's not quite Enthusiast Series as far as the parts content goes. This is the same kit. It's all that the 512BB in the red window box. There's like a plastic window here, and you can see the body. This is the same kit inside. It just has this Circuit Nomi box art to it. So, it's currently the one that's available. You could try to back order the window box one, but they're going to try to give you this one. Well, I don't know if they're going to try to give you this one. They'll put it on back order for the rest of your life, and this one will just sit there. This is the exact same kit, guys, part for part as the window box one, and this one is like $1 more expensive, which washes out with the exchange rate. I'm not going to get them both out, but I have two of these. This is the reissue of the Nissan Silvia K's Aero 1996, and also has the parts to make the Autech MFT version. So there's obviously a different front fascia between these two. There's obviously wildly different wheels between these two, and there's a giant spoiler between these two. Also a different steering wheel in this one. Not a lot of difference, mind you, but it does include both versions, so that's why I got two of them, but one this way, one this way. It also has window masks. That's a new addition to this that either one of these kits didn't have in the past. Like I said, I got two of them. I'm not going to bring them both out because one showing you one is showing you enough, basically. So that's pretty much the same picture on both sides. So I never had any of the S14 Silvias. I never really thought this was a particularly attractive car compared to either the S13 or the S15. But for like $12-13 and a 2-in-1 basically. Okay, I give up. I'll take one. Speaking of red window box kits, here is the intermediate between the Ferrari Daytona 365 GT4 and the 512 Boxer Berlinetta. This is the 365 GT Boxer Berlinetta. This again is one of the advanced modeler series kits. Got 140 parts down here, so this is a full detail kit. Basically, this kit and the 512 are more or less the same thing. They're just a generation apart as far as what the car represents. I was on a Boxer Berlinetta crash in the end of the year. I think this was around the end of the year when I ordered these because these are 60 days old. So it was the beginning of the year. But at any rate, I got the Daytona, and I was like, well, what came after the Daytona model-wise? Well, this one did. And then what came after this? Well, the 512 did. Now I can build across the spectrum of Ferraris. Will I ever get all these kits done? Of course not. I'll die long before I get them done, but I'll have them. He with the most toys wins. A very, 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 very uber basic curbside kit. This is a Jeezy X90 Toyota Cresta 3.0 Super Lucent G. This, guys, is the Fujimi equivalent to a round 2 showroom replica series car. This has wire axles front and back. Everything is engraved into the chassis. I'm not even sure there's any chassis parts to this. There might be like the lower parts of the A-frame and the lower parts of the rear suspension, but there's really nothing all that much in here as far as those parts go. The interior is a tub with seats. There's like 40, 50 parts maybe to this tops. And because I'm a sucker to bland Toyota four-doors, I also got its twin that came out at the same time. And this is the Jeezy X90. There's a generational thing there. Toyota Mark II 3.0 Grande G. And this is essentially the same kit as this. Try to shove them both in the camera at the same time. Get out of the way, brother. So you see that, like, they're almost identical. It's just basically these kits separate at the front fascia line right here, and, you know, you get a different grille and a different bumper and different headlights. And other than that, they're more or less the same. They're also the same quality kit. This one also, 2-wire axles, very, very basic. But, you know what? It was a missing gap in my Toyota sedan collection. And you're like, Toyota sedan collection? Yes, I have a Toyota sedan collection. We've talked about it in other videos before. So these also have window masks in them. So why not? They hadn't been out in, like, since the 90s, basically. And I've never actually even seen these on eBay for sale. So grab them while you can. And here we have the Fairlady 240 ZG. This is, of course, the homogenized for rally version of the 240Z. It has this big, long extended, what they call the G nose, with the aerodynamic. I'm trying to think what these were. They weren't actually like acrylic. They were acrylic is what they were. These acrylic headlight covers, part of the reason you couldn't get this in the United States, because at the time we didn't allow these evil composite headlights. And then it has the more aerodynamic nose to the front. Inside of here, if you don't put this nose on, it's just a regular 240 ZG. It has these god-awfully ugly stock hubcaps, as well as a set of the big and little Watanabes that are in the Z432R, but it only comes with the engine to the actual 240Z, so you're not getting both engines in here, just one. It does come with right-hand drive or left-hand drive parts in addition to the right-hand drive parts, so you can build a semi-US spec 240ZG. They didn't sell this car this way in the United States, but you could go to the Datsun dealership afterwards and buy the G-nose. And make one yourself. You wouldn't get these composite headlight covers because they were illegal, but you could get this nose piece. It's made of that goofy stuff that the 70s and 80s did, and I can't think what the heck it's called. It's like an expanding polymer. It has a name, but it's slipping out of my mind right now. But, you know, there are no Datsun logos in here. It's only Nissan. But you can always claim that, you know, you bought this as a Datsun, and then you rebadged it as a Nissan to make it as JDM as possible. Ho, ho, ho. Or you can just build it this way and say it's imported because this car is, you know, much older than 25 years old at this point. Here we have the Daihatsu Copen. This is the active top version. We talked about this a couple of different times. There's also the parts included in here to build the export version, which is the left-hand drive version that was exported into certain middle European countries, Germany and Italy and places like that. Comes with window masks. That's a new feature to this kit. And also can be built as the Ultimate Edition, which is a different set of wheels and a different set of interior. There's like two or three sets of seats in here, and there's 2 sets of wheels. And there are enough decals to make either the export version, the ultimate version, or this, as it's branded, this active top. So it's kind of sort of a 3-in-1 in the sense that you could build it 3 different ways, or 3 very nuanced variational ways. But, it's fun to have this one back because the active top hadn't been made for a little while. And again, it was one of those kits that for some goofy reason was getting expensive on eBay. I mean, they're teeny weeny little cars in real life. Just a little itty bitty convertible. You know you want to buy one. And then just 2 more, guys. Thanks for their patience. We've got the newer Honda Integra Type R. Putting this other kit in the background and knock the camera loose. There we go. This is basically the kit. This is the JDM version of the kit that Revell made in 1/25th scale as the Acura RSX. This is only a JDM Honda Integra. There are no left-hand drive parts to this kit, so know that you're not going to be able to buy this and be all like, oh, I'll just throw I'll throw the left-hand drive Revell parts in here. They won't fit because this is a bigger 1/24 scale. And then one more Honda piece. Oop, I guess it's too high sitting on the Integra. And this is the later LAEP3 Honda Civic Type R. Now, this does actually come with left-hand drive parts to it for some reason, even though I don't believe well, I know for a fact the Type Rs were never imported to the United States in the first place, but I think they were exported into left-hand drive driving countries of the lower Asia, Malaysia, Indonesia, places like that. But much like the Type R older, the EK9 Civic, there's a specific Type R dashboard in here that you have to use. Well, you don't have to use, but you're supposed to use to make the Type R. So, is what it is in that sense. I couldn't resist. These things are all these Fujimi kits are running like dirt cheap next to nothing right now. And I lied. There is no left-hand drive in here, guys. My apologies. There's only the right-hand drive dashboard down there. I thought there was left-hand drive in here. There's not, so never mind. Never mind in that sense. But it's just fun to have these Civics. It's just one of those things that much like the I suppose we did it with like the Pintos and the Pintos and the Novas and the Ventura and all the sort of weird cars of the 1970s that got made by AMT during the annual years where there really wasn't anything much to talk about. It's kind of interesting to get these little Econo box cars. Here's your wheels. Let me see if I can tip them in there so you can see them. There you go. Kind of interesting to get these sort of less, it's not a GTR. It's not a Ferrari. It's not a big horsepower, something or other. So, yeah, that's what it is. So, hang on. Whoa! So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I have another whole box of stuff downstairs that you guys haven't seen, along with a bunch of eBay stuff that you haven't seen, and I guess depending on what's going on this weekend, because I'll be leaving Sunday afternoon for my new work adventure, as to whether or not I'll get any of this stuff done, or it'll have to wait until for a couple weeks till next month. So anyway, that's what we have wasted our money on this month from HobbyLink Japan. Hope you enjoyed it. See you guys on the other side.